Hello guys, welcome to number 9 Design Lab. My name is Daniela and today with us we have KickNKnowledge. So introduce yourself guys.
How you guys doing? I'm Abraham Valadares, I'm an instructor.
I'm Aaron Colado, I'm also an instructor.
George Duvall, and we are KickNKnowledge.
Okay. So to introduce them a little bit, KickNKnowledge is an educational program focused on elementary and middle school age students passionate about design. Thank you for joining us today. So to get started, can you please share a bit more about your company and what do you want students to know about KickNKnowledge?
Absolutely. We are a not-for-profit based in New York City, and we teach sneaker and fashion design. We work with students actually from K through 12th grade, and we expose them to the opportunities within the sneaker and fashion industry, these multi-billion-dollar industries. And we are inspired by, our students. We've been super inspired by this trip to SCAD to come learn about what you guys do here. We're just excited for the experience.
So what kind of support do you offer to help students explore different design fields to find out what they enjoy doing the most?
Sure, we definitely give them the opportunity to have exposure to meet different brands and to know the opportunities that are out there within the brands, with it being colorist, there being working on accessories, like we were just talking about, and just to try to connect the dots for them to see where they can use their creativity within this field. You know, just affording them those opportunities and turning on the light bulb, you know, sometimes to just tell them that this makes sense for you. You know, they may not be able to access themselves and just tell them, I could just draw it, but you know what? That drawing you can add to this and you can become something bigger than just drawing and sketching. And just being able to really just harness their talents and let it show. So coming to SCAD to seeing them having every opportunity here to really go to every field and collaborate. The collaborations, I feel, is what really makes the end result. You know, and they are able to learn and from others. You know, if you learn from another field, you can definitely use that within your field and add to it. So not selling yourself as to just one design path, being able to collaborate with others is really what I'm learning from SCAD here as one of the top driven factors in this.
Yeah, I agree. As I was talking before, I'm a fashion marketing student, but that's the thing, to like explore different majors, and that's how I think that person will grow and be a better designer or a sneaker or anything in the industry. So I think that's very important. So can you share a successful story of students who have completed your design program?
So we've had a few students work with bigger brands such as Nike's and commercial ads, and we also have had like great school kids as well do commercial ads with Nike as well. Instructors come in and teach them stuff as well, and also brand owners coming in, such as Chris Gibbs from Union LA, to teach the kids his way of designing, just his way, his perspective, and showing them that nothing has to necessarily be perfect for you to accomplish, so you can also do other things. Those have been some of the blessings that we've gotten.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
great.
Well, right joining into this program, joining on with the group, I work in a school in the Bronx, in the middle school and elementary, and I had a student who was just a great artist, and she was not into sneakers at all. And at the end of the day, she ended up being one of the top students that Nike looked at, and they were able to launch her in different campaigns within Nike. So she gave a different energy to the group, and she definitely has grown through that. She's now in line to come to SCAD. You know, like she has that opportunity that I can't wait for Ashley to walk through these doors. And one of the students moved to Georgia, and she has an also opportunity to be a part of SCAD. She goes to SCAD High School. We gave her a recommendation letter. She called us up and was like, hey, I'm out here, I want to go to SCAD Art.
Nice.
We need a recommendation letter. So we wrote it up for her and she was accepted. She called us back, she was excited. And a lot of students that have been able to see their potential. She was a talented artist, but now with the confidence that it gave her, it's just through the roof. And you can see the growth from just one just from one moment where she was able to see herself online and in the bright lights, and it just made her realize, okay, this makes sense for me. I can do that, and it's attainable. And there've been people that we've been able to bring and speak to them that say they look just like us. We can be in that industry as well. And just connecting the students with people that look like them is what we really want them to do. And they can be in those industries that we can help get them access to.
For me, success stories are many. One, I think the organization is a success story in itself. KickNKnowledge, starting how it started, and being able to do the things that we've been able to do have been super inspirational, not only for me, but I think for our students. I also think the other success stories that we have, it's amazing when we can get our students into other schools and they're open to these opportunities. So there's other design schools that some of our students have gotten into. I think the other success stories or the other things that I kind of take away from working with these young people is connecting with them in a different way that normally I probably wouldn't have without this organization. And when they look at me in some regards as like a father figure, it resonates with me in a deeper way than I thought it would. Growing up without a father, and then having students kind of say, yeah, you're like a dad or something like that to me, it moves me. And for me, those are the success stories, having the connection with these kids and being able to be a mentor to them is something that resonates with me on a different level. I also am excited to see how they grow, to see them learn about industry that they didn't necessarily grasp. They may have known about off-white sneakers, but not know what goes into making them, or that there are these large teams of people that are putting together these ad campaigns, and how they are the, in some ways, the ideal consumer. So, how do you express that and tell your story? So for us, it's really important for them to be able to tell their stories in various ways, and we try to expose them to as many mediums to do that, whether that is digital design or analog, or even putting together presentation decks, presenting for different executives, thinking about marketing, thinking about storytelling, thinking about the end consumer, thinking about how to connect with that end consumer, are all things that we pride ourselves in. And to see a school like SCAD that I would say light years ahead of what you guys do in terms of your immersive learning is something that we would love to implement into what we're doing with our kids, right? To be able to get them into these facilities early or exposed to these programs early, and prepare them for that next step and prepare them for a college like SCAD is something that we strive to do. And to see that they are facilities and places that these activities are encouraged is like, we could not ask for a place to be in a better, education program college for us to be working with. So we're super excited about that.
Yeah, like you guys are preparing the future. Like, well, me, like myself, like we're the generation that is going to do like all these designs like in the next level. I think this is just the beginning of the design, like
sure.
sneaker industry. Like this is just the beginning. I think that this is the young generation, this generation is the one that's gonna make it like
take it to that next level.
Take it to the next
for
level,
sure.
definitely. What have you learned translating from design to teaching?
I mean, I think in terms of design, the ethos of it is essentially to have empathy, and you start from there. So we kind of start from that point in terms of putting yourself in the shoes of the person you're designing for, and trying to solve and make their life better. So I bring this up to my students all the time, and not to get into race or anything like that, but Tinker Hatfield is a shorter Caucasian man that designs a lot of basketball sneakers for tall black guys. And he has to think what they like and how they want to represent themselves. And he has to put himself into their shoes, so to speak. So that's where we start from, right? If we prompt our students to design a shoe for somebody that is handicapped, or somebody that, or just to design a shoe to make the world better, for a better environment, they have to put themselves in the shoes of that person, or and kind of really involve themselves within the problem and find out what is the issue and how to best address it. So, we've been able to take that away from teaching and design. And I think it's opened us up, I know for me on a personal level, to realize, for years I've wanted to contribute to society in a way to make the world better. Through this program, I've been able to fuse passion as well as purpose, and it's given me an immense amount of humility and understanding that it's a process. Things take time, and to really enjoy the process. So kind of that's where I'm at, and that's what design has kind of shown me. And teaching it has shown that we all can make the world a better place if we start thinking about it in terms of doing so.
Yeah. And for last, what do you think about the future of sneaker in the fashion industry?
It's going well. It's going where it needs to go, especially with technology taking the leaps that it is taking. I believe a lot of the students now, with us trying to guide them and take innovation route, like take those routes, and also like think outside the box. I believe like we're gonna solve a lot of health issues. We're gonna solve a lot of recycled issues, so sustainable issues per se. So I think it's going in the right route.
Excited about sneakers at the sense, and now the more that I've worked with this nonprofit and met some students that are really good at what they do, I see that I'm excited about it. I see that it's getting to where it needs to go. Like, people are starting to understand, students are starting to understand, we're able to help them understand. And the direction for it right now is I'm just excited to see what's gonna be, because it needed to change. There needed to be some type of difference. And now I think we're at that level where it's about to happen, and we have front row seats to happening, so I'm excited.
For me, the future is obviously bright, especially when I see what our students are up to and when coming to school like SCAD. Definitely see the future being bright. I see more wearable tech. I see people wearing clothing that's more functional. I see hopefully more sustainable product that is not destroying our landfills and adding to pollution. I see clothing that allows us to do more. Run higher, jump higher, walk on air, walk on water. Really innovative things that need to happen. Yeah, and you guys are the coolest people in Savannah. The students here, I'm telling you, you guys are the swaggiest. We've only been here for 2 days, but I can tell that this is where cool resides among these Savannah kids. They are. You guys are fly.